for joining me. I'm going to tell you a wee Willie gun. Well, it's basically a flamethrower, just in the same colour combinations as the Willie gun. So just let me show you one here. And the wee clip. It's the wee fly there. So I'm just going to show you how to put it together. Add them to it. Don't shy away from 10 salmon flies. The fish won't mind. Now the hook and the vise is a Partridge Patriot double in size 10. The thread that I'm going to use is Uni thread 801 white, and the reason why I'm using the white is because I'm going to colour the head up with Glow Bright Floss number 5. So I'm just coming in a couple of mil behind the other hook. That sort of way gives me my measurement of where I want the hackles. Sort of way to start. There's going to be 2 hackles at the front. So just leave yourself plenty of room. So put another couple of mil of thread on. Now the tag, I'm going to put a wee tag at the back. That's going to be the oval gold tinsel. This is the Vineyard stuff. This is a small, size 14. So if you're using a uni, it's a small. Then I'm going to catch this in underneath the shank of the hook. Then bring the oval gold tinsel in underneath the shank. Then just work my thread down, tying this in. Want my thread sort of way, either at the points or just slightly past the 2 points of the hooks. Then I'm going to come around with 4 turns of the oval gold tinsel. Nice and tight. Bring the last turn up and in between the 2 hooks. That locks in your tag. Follow this around with your thread. Just catch that in. And just work your thread up sort of way. Ignoring about the length that you want the first part of the body at the rear here. Then on the way back down I'm going to catch in my rib, which is going to be a ultra wire in hot yellow. Now I'm just using the wire because I think the fly lasts longer with the wire. So we're just going to catch that in underneath as well and work our thread back down, just tied up against the tag. The body is going to be a large holographic gold tinsel. So just take a length of this off. Just offer this up to the hook. Now you're just going to offer it up just on top and then pull it into the length that I want the rear body and work our thread forward, tying this in. And then we'll just come round with our oval gold tinsel, or sorry, our gold holographic. Now just like to have a wee check to see where I am at the back. I'm happy enough of that, so I'm just going to move the vise forward. Spin the vise round, sorry. We'll catch that in. Nice and tight. Come in, trim away the excess. Then we can bring up our wire for a rib. And you're looking 3 turns of the hot yellow wire up the body. Nice and tight. Catch that with a turn. And a good half a dozen turns to catch in the wire. Then we're going to put a mid hackle on, and I'm going to use just a nice bright yellow. This is just a Chinese cock hackle. So I'm just going to stroke back the fibres to get the tip. Offer this up to the hook. Come around with 2 turns. Fold your tip back. Your thread back up over the top. You break away the tip. Then I'm just going to come in with my scissors, just run it up the stem of the hackle. Then we'll just fold this back. Now you're looking, I don't know, I only usually always put on about 3 turns. I think it's maybe a good rule of thumb, but you dress it how you like. If you want more turns of the yellow, you do that. Now that's going to do me there. I'll follow this around with my thread. Just get a nice tight turn in to the stem of the hackle. Nice and tight. Now I'm going to strip some of the fibre off here, because what I want to do is I want to carry this on forward. 2 wee fibres there, just fold those back and tie this in. This will make for a really strong fly. I suppose that's what my fly tan's about. I like to try and make the fly as strong as possible. so that it lasts more than one fish. Now we'll just work our thread back down, and as you get back down closer to your hackle, don't be shy, just come in, hold the hackle back and work your thread down tight up against the mid hackle. Now I'm going to put a wee bit of a wing on here. Just take this out of the stacker, and this is just a yellow and orange, grey squirrel, sorry, dyed yellow and orange, just mixed together. Now you can have this as long as you like. I'm going to have mine around about 2 lengths of the hook. Just tie that in nice and tight. At this point I'm going to put in some flesh. This is just the gold micro flesh. I know some guys don't like flesh in their flags, so if you don't like the flesh, just leave it out. So I'm just going to catch that in, take a couple of turns, fold the excess back, get that wee fibre out of the way, catching in our flesh, trim away the excess. Now I'll get another fly out of that, so just leave that on the desk there. I'm just going to tighten up. Now I'm going to lift the excess here, trim that away in a bit of a tapered cut. Now squirrel has a tendency to, it doesn't compress like most materials because it's a solid fibre. So I'm just going to put on a wee lick of super glue onto my thread, and then work the thread forward, just holding your wing just to stop any movement, and bring the thread back again. Right. Just make sure that thread's dry. Just a wee fibre here, take that away. The way back down we'll catch in our ribbon material, which is the same as the rear. This is just the hot yellow UTC wire. The front body is just going to be a uni floss in black. So, just going to length this off. Offer this up to the hook. Just pull it into the length that you want the rear body, or the front body, sorry. Just tie that in nice and tight. And we'll bring up our floss. And much like the tag at the back, I like to make sure that I'm on the money there in the middle, meaning it's nice and neat up against the mid hackle to there. Follow this around with my thread, a couple of tight turns. Right. Just going to come in, grab that, and then just trim away the excess of the floss. Then come up with my hot wire again, hot yellow wire, nice and tight. Follow that around with my thread, a couple of tight turns, come in and bend and break away the wire. There's a couple of wee fibres here that of the floss. It's just frayed on me, so just tidy those up. Now I'm going to just get a bit of thread down at the front, so I'm going to work my thread forward and then bring it back. Now I'm going to put another wing at the front, and this is just a thin raccoon, well, what's left of one. So I'm going to have to do a bit of searching here maybe to get myself a nice bit. Now you can have this longer than the wing at the back, or you can have it shorter. That's up to you too. I'm going to just tie mine shorter, so just removing some of the bulk. Now I'm going to leave some of the stiffer guard hairs in this. I'm just going to offer it up, and I want it shorter than the squirrel, so I'm just going to pinch it there and then come around with a pinching loop. Just nice tight turns. Right, just come in and lift the excess, trim that away. Then I'm going to work my thread down over the cut ends back up tight up against that wing, nice and tight. Okay, that's our front wing in. The next hackle, this is just a cheap Indian cock cape that I dyed orange. So just looking off a nice hackle here. So just going to, same as the mid hackle, just stroking back the fibres to reveal the tip. Offer this up to the hook, and around with 2 turns, going to fold the tip back, bring my thread back up over the tip on the hackle, break away the tip, just come in with my scissors, just stroking back the fibres, just gives you a head start really if you use the scissors and you run it up the hackle stem. Now, turns of the orange is entirely up to you, but we'll have another hackle to go on the front here, so 2-3 turns is going to be plenty there. So I'm going to follow this around with my thread, just tie it off on top, a couple of turns, come in, trim away the excess, just fold everything back, thread down to the eye again, and back up. Right, I'll just come in and open it out, just a wee fibre there, just doing my head in, take that away. Next hackle is going to be a hen hackle, and this is just a cheap Indian hen cape, and I'm really only looking at a turn of this. We're limited on space here at the front, so what I'm going to do, just got the tip, just come in and trim it, and just leave that wee tan and tag there. Hopefully you can see that. Just offer this up to the hook, nice and tight, and then we're looking 1 turn of this, because as we all know, the hen's a dense fibre, so I don't want too much black in it. I'll try and keep the colour, and it's going to do me there, so I'm going to catch it in underneath. A couple of nice tight turns, and just come in, trim away the stem. Anything that wants to go forward, just fold it back, nice and tight with your thread turns again. Now we're not looking too bad. Just open that up so you can see it. Now there's a wee bit to it, but this will swim well. Now I'm going to put jungle cock on. You don't have to put any jungle cock on. You just tie off there, tidy your head up with some glue bright. It's getting dear, jungle cock, so 2 wee eyes here. Stroke back the fibres, offer this up to the hook, just come around and hold them, come around with nice tight turns, just to see what way we're sitting. Just going to move this wee one slightly, check the length. I'm happy enough for the length, so I'm just going to tighten up, and fold the stems of the jungle cock back. Work my thread back up over the stems, nice and tight, keeping my thread tight. Come in and break away the stems of the jungle cock. Don't let your thread go at this point. Just going to come in and throw in a whip finish. Put your thread nice and tight, come in and trim away the tang thread. Now all we're going to do is just brighten the head up a wee bit. I'm going to use some Glow Bright Floss number 5. Now you could have just used a fire orange thread the whole way up, but I like the brightness of the Glow Bright Floss. So we're just coming in with our Glow Bright Floss. Just trim away this waist tag. Just hold my any hackle fibres back out of the way. Come round with another turn, keeping the Glow Bright Floss nice and tight. Just come in and throw in a wood finish. With the floss nice and tight, come in, trim away the floss. Now that's us done. So we're just going to seal the head up with a wee drop of super glue. Just write the whole way right round. And there you go, guys. It's just a wee flamethrower pattern tied in the same colour combinations as the Willie gun now. If you just see the black, if you don't want the hen hackle to be so dense like that, just strip one side of the hackle off. Let me show you for those guys who are maybe new to fly tan. So that's the hackle there. So I was just wanting to use one side. We'll just take the side and just strip the side off that's going to be in contact with the hook, and that'll just cut down the amount of, well, the density first of all, and the thickness at the front. But look, enough rambling, there you go. Like that wee pattern, tie a few up, give it a go, and hopefully it can catch you a few fish. And until next time, guys, please stay safe and tight lines.